Hello YouTube, this is Tim Stanley, your favorite movie critic, and today I am reviewing Saved by the Bell, and I'm going to start from Good Morning Bliss to Saved by the Bell to Saved by the Bell, the college years, and the two movies, the Hawaiian style and the wedding in Las Vegas. First, I'm going to start off by saying whenever I was younger, I was actually the aged demographic that the show was actually aiming for. Even though I was not a teenager myself, not just yet, I was still the perfect age. What's funny is I actually do remember, I don't remember it so much being on NBC, and maybe just because I may have been younger than that, but I do remember whenever they started showing it on CBS and stuff, and they were re-airing it. But overall, I'm going to say this, it is a good show. I do recommend it. You can definitely watch it with your kids. And one thing that I learned through the documentary that I watched on Saved by the Bell was it literally actually said that, we always set up the show to where, something happens and then someone does something, whether it be Zach Slater or even Zach or Mikey, and Mikey is from, again, Good Morning Miss Bliss, to Zach and whoever, but no matter what, there was always those characters involved. The one thing that I will say, Good Morning Miss Bliss, I thought it was an interesting 13 episodes. I did like the interaction between the kids and Miss Bliss, and also even showing Mr. Belding. And it's funny in the fact that he knew he was coming back for Saved by the Bell once they actually called it Saved by the Bell and not Good Morning Miss Bliss. Now, yes, it's still recognized as Saved by the Bell if you ever watch it on TV, or even just stream it, or even, like I said, if you own it like me. But yeah, overall, the episodes were really good. They were really comedic. They were really funny. One thing I also found out through that documentary was more Screech. If there was something that needed to be inserted, more Screech, more Screech. And Screech was one of the funniest characters. Definitely one of those ones that I thought was, yes, he was a bumbling person who was always making mistakes, but at the same time, he would also fix those mistakes. But like I said, from Good Morning Miss Bliss to Saved by the Bell, and one thing that I thought was funny is, yeah, they did start it off as almost the grades that the thing that made it relatable is, yeah, you could be watching it while you were maybe possibly in 8th grade, and that would be the Good Morning Miss Bliss. But as they went through the years, they did actually recognize it, rather at least be one time, they'd be like, man, I love being this, I love being this. And whether it be 9th grade, the senior year. Also, I do gotta say, whenever they did the vacation episodes where they went to Jesse's wedding, Jesse's father's wedding, that was a really good 2-part episode. Then they also had the beach episodes where they were working on the beach, and it was definitely something relatable, but not relatable. I know what it's like to have a summer job, especially at like 16. So again, I may have been able to relate. You can comment and tell me if you were able to relate. But like I said, just if you get your chance, definitely watch Saved by the Bell. And I mean, watch it from Good Morning Miss Bliss to the Saved by the Bell, the 4 years, to the college years, and like I said, even the wedding, the two movies. And the two movies are also very interesting in the fact that the Hawaiian style was made in between whenever they graduate to the college years. So it was made that way, and you could also see how they look like they were that way, and then next thing you know, they're in the college years and they have a whole different style. But yeah, like I said, I definitely enjoyed it. It was very funny. And again, having Mr. Belding be involved, there were several sad episodes, but again, that's part of life. That's how we deal with things. But there were also, like I said, the majority of it was very funny, very relatable. And again, it was set for a targeted age, and it got that targeted age because, again, it lasted for so long. I mean, think about it, because you got Good Morning Miss Bliss, and yes, it only had 13 episodes, but it still lasted. Had 4 regular seasons, had the college years, so that again is another season, and even the 2 movies. Now, with that, I will say this: I did not put this in there. I'm not saying this as a negative. I did not watch the new class, and I have not seen the updated version where they're grown up and it's not a bad thing. If you do like those, that's cool. I was just never a fan of the new class, and I just haven't seen the updated because to me, it ended there at the wedding, because that summed up his life. And I mean, the story, regardless of who the characters were, it was always the focus on Zach. And then whenever they got to be in ninth grade, it was Zach and Kelly. He was always trying to be with her, and he did. He ended up marrying her. Little spoiler alert if you've never seen it. So again, if you get your chance, I highly recommend watching Saved by the Bell. You will enjoy it. You will laugh. You'll cry. Like I said, you'll just have some fun. One thing I will say, there's one specific episode. It's called Jesse's Song. Yes, that I know that they changed what they were making her addicted to, but I think the overall theme was just dealing with addiction. That was the main thing, because originally it was supposed to be speed, but they could not do that in a high school themed TV show. Again, found that out through the documentary, but again, it's just one of those things that I found out. But as I am here ranting, and if you do, like I said, if you do enjoy my reviews, feel free to say, yes, I do enjoy this. Yes, hey, I grew up watching Saved by the Bell, anything like that. But yeah, if you get your chance and you want to feel, as I am now, old, or make you feel young as you're watching it, definitely recommend watching Saved by the Bell. So this is Tim Stanley, your favorite movie critic. Thank you again. Feel free to leave your comments.